Hi, everybody, and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022. Now, in this video, we're going to take a look at the last installment in the life of Abraham. But before I talk about that, probably some of you have either heard of or you've made a New Year's resolution. I mean, most people do that. But what we don't talk about is how difficult it is to make the sacrifice. For example, many times I say, I'm going to work out more in the next year. And the sacrifice of working out turns out to be too hard. I'm going to give up McDonald's fries, but I just absolutely can't do it. So we're going to talk about sacrifice today, and specifically we're going to talk about something very difficult that God wanted Abraham to do. But maybe it's going to be a little bit easier if I show you an example, and we've got a really great example over here. Now, I've just finished a 40-day fast, and I have been dreaming about a sandwich like this for 40 days. I mean, look at this sandwich. It's got all kinds of cheese, ham, salami. It's going to be a great sandwich. And I don't even care if it breaks my New Year's resolution of losing weight. I'm going to dig into this sandwich right now.
This is the voice of God.
Huh? What? Who? What?
I want you to sacrifice your beloved sandwich.
Are you sure that I have to do it? Can't I just maybe eat a little bit of it and I'll sacrifice the rest? Can I do that?
Throw your sandwich in the trash.
Really? How about I throw half of it in the trash?
If you have faith in me, you will do as I say. Do it now.
Oh, man. All right. But it's going to be very hard. I can't believe that God is making me do this.
Stop. I've changed my mind. You don't have to sacrifice your sandwich.
So I can eat the sandwich?
Actually, that sandwich looks pretty good.
Wait. What? Where's my sandwich now? Where'd it go?
Let me now introduce you to a concept called tithing.
Now, you'd think that God asking me to sacrifice my beloved sandwich that I wanted so bad to put it into the trash, you'd think that that would be like a huge thing. But that doesn't even begin to compare with some of the things that God has asked his people to do. I mean, remember Noah? He asked Noah to sacrifice a huge part of his life to build an ark to house all of the animals and their family for 40 days. I mean, how huge of a sacrifice was that for Noah? Well, in today's story, God is going to ask Abraham to sacrifice something even bigger and even greater than that. Now, if you remember from our last story, Abraham and Sarah wanted to have children, but they couldn't. And through a miracle from God, they gave birth to their first and beloved son, Isaac. Now, sometime later, God spoke to Abraham and said,
I want you to take your son Isaac up the mountain and I want you to sacrifice him.
Now, this is a much, much bigger sacrifice, obviously, than me not being able to eat that really juicy and delicious sandwich. It's much bigger than that. But Abraham, being righteous before God, knew that he had to be obedient. He thought about it because he said, in the past, God has always had my back. So there has to be a bigger plan. And so what did Abraham do? He took his son Isaac and they went up the mountain. And as they were going up, I'm sure the whole way, Abraham was thinking to himself, oh, please, I know that this is going to work out right. He certainly didn't want to kill his son, but he had faith in God. When they reached the top of the mountain, he laid Isaac out and he took out a knife and he lifted the knife up. And just as he was about to bring the knife down, an angel sent by God told Abraham,
you have shown yourself to be righteous before God. Put the knife down and your son Isaac will be spared.
Obviously, Abraham was very relieved that he could have his son back. But the question is, why would God ask Abraham? I mean, he's never done that since, and he never did that before. Well, the answer to that question is, it's what's called foreshadowing, meaning that God was showing us an example of what He was going to do. He was going to send His only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, into the world so that He could save the world. And what happened? Jesus was sacrificed and He did die. So what God was showing to Abraham was showing to all of us the great sacrifice that He was going to make for all of His people with His only beloved Son, Jesus Christ. So thanks everybody for joining us for this episode of... All right, cool. I got my sandwich back.
If you have faith in me, you will be rewarded.
Is this a reward? I get to eat my sandwich, God?
You may consume your animal meat.
He is a truly loving God. Well, I tell you what, before I enjoy this great sandwich that I've been waiting 40 days for, remember, like, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel. And we'll see you next time.